Shalom. Apostle Tahar coming back at you with this truth, giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Rakah Kodash, giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Rakah Kodash. Yahweh is the name of the Most High, which means, translated into the English, Yah meaning he, and Hawa meaning to be. His beloved Son, our Savior, Yahweh Shai, means Yah meaning he, and Yahweh Shai meaning deliverer. Same name as Joshua. If you go and look up Joshua in the Old Testament and go to the Hebrew, you will see the word Yahweh Shai and not Yahweh Shawai. Our Lord's name is the same name as Joshua. You had a king, King Hoshea, the king of Israel at that time, when they were taken over by the Assyrians. His title was King Malak. Malak is Hebrew for king. And Hawashai is deliverer, savior, deliverer. Only difference is there was no Yah in the prefix of that name. So Hawashai means deliverer. Yah Hawashai means he deliverer. See, the blue letter goes off. If you go to the New Testament, you can go to Matthew 1. The first time it mentions the word Jesus, which those are just that's a two-syllable sound. Doesn't mean anything. It's not, well, that's the English way of saying Jesus. Okay, so what's a Zus? What is a Zus? It's just a two-syllable sound. Doesn't mean nothing. You call on Jesus all you want. You know? The Lord is not going to hear you because that's not his name. Yeah, but people don't understand. You know, this confusion. It's hard for them to say that name. This is what the IUIC says. But yet they'll tell you to say. They'll tell you when you're part of them. Oh, you got to change that cool name. And what if an Ephraimite? I grew up with Ephraimites, more than one Ephraimites. I grew up with Ephraimites that was named Ephraim. I grew up with Benjaminites that were named Benjamin. Well, if not Ephraim, Ephraim with an N. So what is a so-called Ephraimite or Ephraimite, a so-called Puerto Rican, joined your camp and his given name by his parents is Jesus? Are you going to tell him to change his name because it's a cool name? Because if that's the case, then the name that you call the Lord is a coon. You call him a coon. So you see this logic of that? Doesn't make sense. They're going to tell you that you can't change. Your name is John. That's a cool name. You got to change your name to Yachanan. So names are important, especially the name of the Most High and the name of his beloved Son and the name of the Holy Spirit. Harakah Kodash, or we say Rakah Kodash. The name of this video is Why Trimmest Thou Thy Way to Seek Love? Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways. You know these secret organizations that Esau has set up, you know where they got it from? They got it from Jake. Jake came up with the concept of these organizations. The Knights Templars, the Illuminati, and so forth. That came from Jake, man. Everything that Esau does, he got from Jake and all the ancient world. the spirits that he calls on the left-hand side come from the ancient world, the dark nations, Canaan, Babylon, the Assyrians, Ur. They'll tell you the oldest civilization is Ur of the Chaldees. That's where the Lord chose Abraham, not Abraham's father, but Abraham, to raise him up in the knowledge of the truth. Oh, and by the way, Genesis chapter 15 is referring to ancient Egypt, Mizraim, has nothing to do with America. So anybody that's teaching that, you know, I was watching, I couldn't watch the whole thing. It was so boring. Little debate with Vocab Malone and some other Israelites. I guess they were new Old Testament only. Maybe I'm wrong. I didn't see the whole thing, but I was falling asleep. Fucking boring, man. But Vocab Malone's stance was the 400-year prophecy, 400-year, 430-year prophecy is referring to Abraham's vision concerning ancient Egypt, Mizraim, which he was right. Even a broken clock is right 2 times in a day. So he was right on that one. Wrong on everything else, but he was right on that. Anyway, the title of the video is Why Trimmest Thou Thy Way to Seek Love? Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways. How do you think the small hats, you know, call themselves, label themselves us? The real people of the scriptures, the Bible, the Most High, because they got it from us. Who? Look, when you go back into the Josephus during the time period of John Hyrcanus, he was the one that forced the Edomites to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. That's where it first came from. It wasn't just the Kazakhs. The Kazakhs came after, many hundreds of years after. Oh, these people came from the Kazakhs. Yeah, that's true, but they also came from other parts of Europe. And a lot of, and a percentage of them, I don't know if it's 5%, 10%, 25% of them are actually Israelites that look like small hats. So you had to tell them that when they say, "Well, can I be an Israelite?" Well, you might be if your line goes back to one of the sons of Jacob, or one of the sons of Jacob, one of the tribes. Anyway, I'm ranting a little bit, but I'm gonna get into my thing. But I'm ranting right now. Watching this other video. That Karata Zabah, he's the head of GMS Baltimore, makes very good videos, very short, straight and to the point. The last video, next to the last video, I believe it was him that put the video up, where you had these 2 Jakes, and the one Jake said, you know, his stance was Gentiles could make it, and he used 2 examples. He used Ruth, and he used Rahab the harlot. And he said because what they did, focusing on Ruth, she could be it. No. She's going to be a slave. Ruth is going to be a slave. The only way they can make it is if they're Israelites. If Ruth was an actual Israelite that was living among the Moabites, that's the only way she can make it. If she's in fact a Moabite, then she's going into slavery. I don't give a damn what a nation does. They're gonna go into their spot. the Most High is not going to give Esau any special privileges because of what they did, or the nations. If they're a Gentile, they're going to be under us. No different than King David, the prophets of the Lord, because of what the great works that they did. Most High ain't going to say, well, look, all Israel's going into captivity, but you guys are going to be floating in the clouds because you're special. Nope. The prophets, all the prophets went into slavery. They tasted slavery. King David tasted slavery, pursuant to Deuteronomy 28:36. That king, the and the king shall go into captivity. That king is talking about King David, which was Moses. Reincarnation is a biblical concept. Anyway, it says Jeremiah 2, verse 31, why trimmest thou thyself, why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? You bending over backwards so you can be, rub elbows with the Edomites. They're your enemies, man. And they struggled together within her. And she went to the Lord and inquired unto the Lord what this all meant, Rebecca. And the Lord said, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bow. The elder shall serve the younger. Now that struggling in the womb was they were having a UFC, MMA, bare knuckle death match. The 2 opposing forces. One side on the side of the spirit emanating from this left-hand side, the other side, the spirit emanating from the right-hand side. The Most High, Yahweh Shai, the angels on the right-hand side. So I'm going to show you a clip and then I'm going to close, unless the spirit jump on me. This is fair use. I'll go right to it. I'll read some of it. But here it is. Fair use is a doctrine in the United States law that permits limited use of copyrighted material without having to first acquire permission from the copyright holder. Fair use is one of the limitations to copyright intended to balance the interests of copyright holders with the public interest in the wider distribution and use of creative works by allowing as a defense to copyright infringement claims certain limited uses that might otherwise be considered, bear with me for a minute, considered infringement. Example, if Fox News or CNN does a story on the Israelites, let's say they do a story on Sakari, let's do that out there. And they, bring up false claims. Let's say one of the Sakari, it could be any GMS, Sakari, whatever, UIC. It was said that one member beat his wife and, she ran. Somebody said that, oh, this guy beat his wife or whatever. But and then they bring it out as fact. They go around beating their wives. They take a broad brush. Look that up, broad brush. So the IUIC, Sakari, GMS, whatever, that's accused of beating their wife. And they say, yep, they're beating their wife. It's an accusation. It could be made up, But so CNN grabbed a hold of it, flies with it, and says, yep, this guy's beating his wife. He's beating his wife. Well, that's grounds for lawsuit, defamation. That's hearsay. Um, but you have the right to take the clip, show the clip, and then speak on it. That's what the Fair Use Act is all about. So, but you know what? YouTube doesn't follow that. And I see people, in my opinion, that people are going to start suing YouTube, man, because they'll take out some. Hey, we mentioned E, right? I did a video. If I mention E, if I mention the whole word, they'll take the video down. And I looked out the video and I say, well, wait a minute, what did I say wrong? Oh, you said the E word. Well, wait, well, that's the scriptures point to them being the Edomites. That shows you that. That shows you that they watch everything that we do. Yeah, this thing is coming down to an end, man. This thing is the law of fives. We're in the last part of the law of fives. The law of fives is where, and I'll do a video on that. The law of fives is where the bureaucracy. You have 80, almost 90,000 new employees of the IRS. What do you think they're doing? They have an act. I'm ranting. Please forgive me. I'm a little all over the place. They have an act, a bill, which is an act called the what is it called? The Inflation Reduction Act. I think it was passed. Inflation Reduction Bill, which became Inflation Reduction Act, which is a law. It's an act because it's an action. They put it into action. It's a bill. It's presented to the Congress. So what does that mean? What does that term, Inflation Reduction Act, what does it mean? They're going to tax the hell out your ass to bring in those dollars back so they can destroy those dollars to bring prices down. Because they did it in the first place. Oh, we don't know how inflation took place. We don't know. They know exactly why. But you dumbass motherfuckers, United States, US, uber stupid, you don't know what the hell's going on. Even some of you college people, college professors, because you listen to the news, they know what either they don't know what they're talking about, or they're playing stupid. They know what they talk. They know what inflation is all about and how hyperinflation takes place. Hyperinflation, inflation takes place the same. It's the same thing over, done over. Weimar Republic, Zimbabwe, Venezuela, Argentina, just to name a few. So it's happening over here now. Anyway, let me get into my subject. I'm gonna make this short. This is what I want to show you, and this is why Jeremiah 2 verse 33. Why trimmeth thou thy ways? Talking to Israelites, to seek love. Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways. Esau became a hip hop artist because you let him in your studios, man. When the Beatles, I'll just use that for an example. I'm pretty sure Apostle Gabar can go further into that subject. And I remember when the Beatles were coming up, they had all these what's this guy? Damn, I can't think of his name. He died. Nothing from nothing, he's nothing. Preston, Billy Preston, I believe his name was, and others, Little Richie. They all got with the Beatles, and what the Beatles were doing, they were trying to form this group. And their influence was all black artists. They worked with the black artists, and they stole their things. Like the Beatles go, woo! Where you think they got it from? They got it from Little Richie. And he even said that. He said, they stole that from me and my chicken. They stole that from me, and I had some fried chicken, and they stole that too. I believe he actually said that, if I'm not mistaken. So that's what that means. Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? Therefore have thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways. Part of your ways is, like I said, the secret organizations. They got that from Jake. The music. All these Edomites, now you listen to these Edomites and you swear that they're Jake, because they go to the studios with Jake, and Jake teaches them how to sing like that. Tell me if I'm wrong. Vocab, why you think Vocab want to be a rapper? Because because what? He's following our ways. Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways. He got it from somewhere. He didn't make that genre up. And he ain't got it because he's an Edomite. You're an Edomite, inside joke. Anyway, so let's go to, where is it? Bear with me for a minute. Okay, I got some new notifications here. When are they going to come up? Give me a second. Okay, these are some newer ones. Okay, Friends of the Prophet upload new discovered Hebrew allegedly is a curse on who? So I gotta watch that. Friends of the Prophet upload. Well, you a prophet anyway. Friends of the Prophet is a prophet because you do videos. You go into precepts. Friends of the Prophet uploaded in the day of thy power. But I got to definitely, I like to say, what gets you to watch videos is the title. New discovered Hebrew allegedly is a curse on who? And this video I'm going to show you is a curse. Because if a bunch of Moabites came to that scene, they would have been welcomed with open arms. These are the notifications, and I got to watch this one. Elder Malcolm, the head of the GMS Chicago camp, does very good videos, very short and straight and to the point. Okay, so this is from Pharaoh Said That. Oh, this right here, off-grid desert farming with Paul and Adriana, Adrian, I'm sorry, uploaded. I used to deal with a chick with that same name. How can I not know that name? The NWO coming out of the closet in Montreal, Canada, all seeing eye, pyramid, facial, and palm scanner. Now, what I did was the video is very grainy, but I went to, okay, this is it right here.
And they sent me this video of this gentleman walking his dog in Montreal, Canada. So my dog wondering like, what is this? Look at this, man. It's the pyramid with the eye on it. It's creepy, dog. So dog, but you gotta see what it's saying to her. Repeat though. They were standing the whole time. Man, so what about they want you to put your whole hands on it. Get your fingerprints in this stuff.
Yeah, that's biometrics. Look up biometrics. They're coming out of the closet, Montreal, Canada, all CNI, period, pyramid, period. Bear with me for a minute. What is this pyramid shaped facial recognition scanner doing 19 hours ago? This explains the cartoonish, large surveillance cameras and all-seeing eye symbolism presents on the device. So this is a better, clearer. What is this pyramid-shaped facial recognition scanner doing in Montreal? They're scanning the face. This is Black Mirror. I don't watch the series Black Mirror, but there's one. If you go to YouTube, you can watch it. It's I believe it's episode. I believe it's season 2, episode 13, if I'm not mistaken. If you put in Black Mirror airport scene, you'll get it, and that's what they're planning on doing. And that's all leading up to the Karagma, the MOTB. Let me do this. There's a reason why it's on your dollar FRN. That's from the video. I want to get a better picture, but let me go to news. Okay, this is the main article right here. If the picture was wider, you would see the pyramid with the all CNI, same as a dollar bill put up August 9th. Anyway, so let's move on. Okay, this is the video where this guy, he says that Ruth and Rahab the harlot is gonna make it. Oh, wait a minute. Who's that on his shirt? I think so the brother put it on there, but it fits him. The Lord ain't dealing with this guy. The Lord's not dealing with them, and they're gonna be destroyed. They're trimming themselves to seek love. They want to be accepted by this man. He's the devil. He's getting ready to go into captivity. Okay, let me do this. Okay, this is what I wanted. There's another one concerning fringes. Yeah, this one with a mini skirt on with fringes on it. So you got Israelites that made the fringes and the border blue a fashion statement. Okay, this is what I want you to watch. I hope you can hear it. Listen up.
Are you ready? You're telling me that you can't put our bodies because of what? Because of the outrage that it got on social media. It's not something that LSPR is comfortable. So what do you mean? What? It's the property then.
That's code for I found out that you guys are a bunch of niggas. You know, like Tariq Nasheed always uses that term, code. You got to stay in code, meaning you're saying, when they say, well, there's a suspicious character in my neighborhood, you know, it ain't talking about a white man walking the dog. What comes in their mind is a Jake. Let's listen to that again.
Are you ready? You're telling me that you can't put our bodies because of what? Because of the outrage that it got on social media. It's not something that LSPR is comfortable. So what do you mean?
You know what she means, sister. We look, we got we set up the appointment for you to come to do your party. We found out through social media that you're a bunch of niggas, and we don't want nobody to get shot.
I understand that, and we reserve the right to cancel any of that. So where does it say that you reserve the right to cancel any of this? Because we are a public entity, we can cancel any party that we want. Where does it say that? So you're going to cancel it right before all these kids coming up here is what you're saying. You're canceling. These kids come to swim. Like, what is the problem? We have security coming. We put a whole lot of money into this. You're gonna get no. We have money outside of what we pay for you. We pay for security to come up here. We got the police. He's here for me. No. We have other police officers. No, not him. Not him.
Why are you Negroes acting like you don't know what's going on? Oh, I understand. We don't know. You know exactly why. They don't want niggas in the pool, man. There's too many of y'all niggas, man. They got a young boy right here in a heathenistic. He'll fit right in with the IUIC. They won't tell him to cut his hair. That's heathenistic. Heathenistic.
Hey, lock your doors, right? You see, it's racist.
She quick. The Edomite chick said, somebody said she's racist. Yeah, no. Well, what is it then? I just hate niggas. I'm not racist. I just hate niggas. Let's listen to this again. Hey, this man, and what does it say in Isaiah chapter 47. We'll go through that briefly. They caught with their pants, their skirts up. That's another precept, but their shame shall be uncovered. Their nakedness shall be seen. Meaning deep down, you're nothing but a racist, and you're showing it. That's why as soon as she said, yeah, racist, no, and you're a liar. Let's watch it again. But I understand, Esau, this is your world. And you gotta stay in code. You can't let them know that you're racist.
It seems racist.
What outrage?
He's giving racist. What makes us uncomfortable about all of us? The contract, the capacity 300, right?
That's what it is. If it was a large group of white folks walking up, it wouldn't be a problem.
You see that this is the fucking devil, man. Do you see that, vocab? These are your people. These are your people, man. Vocab, why aren't you down here, protesting this pool right here? It's racism, man. And I understand why vocab does what he does. He's the devil. He's an Edomite. He's a Temanite, a Basraite. He knows what he's doing. And they got the head. She got the hand on the hip. He got the hand on his hip. She got the hand. They all got their hand like, look, if we got to call for backup, if we got to blow you niggas away, we'll do that. Look at the hate in her face. There was a struggle in the womb, and that never changed.
Why my 250 people can't come? Why are you uncomfortable with 250 kids coming? I mean, can we go process it's gonna take some time. No, I was going to that. Oh, no.
We didn't have splash pads.
No, you verbally told us you have a party here. You verbally told us you have a party here. We're gonna talk right here.
And you ain't coming, you ain't going nowhere near the entrance, nigga. We know you're tight. We know y'all shootouts happen. You can't cancel on a kid's birthday party. Oh, yes, you can. Ain't letting all these niggas in, they're all dark skinned too. You ain't letting them, nah. That's not going to happen. Look at her. She knows what's going on. He knows what's going on. They can't risk a gun battle in a damn pool and some white kid getting shot, some bodyguard or lifeguard getting shot. Yeah, Jake, you better wake up. You better wake up. So now let me give you one more precept. Oh, and if you look up the word trimmeth, to do well. That's what it means when you look it up. Trimmeth. Why trimmeth thou thy way to seek love? In other words, you put on a suit and you go to a play, you got your woman, you go to a play, and there's a bunch of Edomites. And those type of Edomites, that's the worst type of racists, the liberals, because they'll pretend that they're not. Subtle, racism. They showed you that in the movie Get Out. When he went to that garden party, the guy just said, "Oh, black is back in fashion." And he just blurted it out. Basically, the Edomite said niggas are coming back in power, which also meant back in fashion, meaning they were once in fashion. Anyway, let me go to Isaiah 47. Lament for Babylon, meaning America. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Now we know it's not talking about ancient Babylon because it says, O virgin daughter of Babylon. A virgin meaning never been touched by missiles. Bathwala means never been touched by a man. In this case, Babylon, the city Babylon, never been touched by missiles, by war. You never been invaded. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. Dust meaning confusion, ground meaning a low place. There is no throne, man. You lost your you lost your throne. The throne is taken away from you. It's just like a heavyweight, middleweight, welterweight championship fight. The guy is a challenger. He's the number one challenger. He fights the champion. He beats the champion. It's an upset. And what happens? He has he keeps the belt, but they're gonna make this guy another belt. But this guy is no longer the champ. Now he's former champ. Although he keeps the belt. He's former champ. It says, sit on the ground, there is no throne. And you can see this place going down. O daughter of the Chaldeans. This is all written in code. The whole Bible is written in code. But thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. At one time in history, this was the place to be, the streets paved in gold. Second verse, take the millstone and grind mill, uncover thy locks, make bare the legs, uncover the thigh, pass over the river. That means you got to get out there and work, bust your ass. You were retired. You got to get the best thing to do is get another job, even though you were retired, because of this current inflationary situation. And make bare the legs is talking about they see your nakedness. It says thy nakedness, we know what you really are. The skirt has been, the wind blew the skirt up. So we see what you look like underneath. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man. The Lord's coming back as an angelic power. As for our Redeemer meaning Israel's Redeemer, the Lord is not coming for any other nation. Yahweh of hosts is his name. The Holy One of what? Of Israel. Only one nation is going to be saved. That's the Israelites. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldean. They don't know what's going on. For thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. I was wroth with my people, Israel. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hands. Inheritance is talking about the land too. They're in our land. They got all parts of Canaan. From the first part of Canaan to the fourth part of Canaan, which is over here in America. The Americas are also Israel's land. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient have thou very heavily laid thy yoke. And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever. So that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, thy mind, neither didst remember the latter end of it. The latter end of it. 8th verse. Therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasure, that's Babylon, that dwelleth carelessly, that saith in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwelleth in the cliffs of the rocks. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, in 1 hour of one day. The missiles are going to change all of that. The loss of children by the missiles, the widowhood by the missiles. And they shall come upon thee in their perfection. Their perfection meaning the missiles are going to come and they're going to not break their ranks. Joel 2. For the multitude of thy sorceries, everything that you do, the power, the blessings that you got were from off the left-hand side. And for the great abundance of thy enchantments, Hollywood is a great place of enchantment. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness and have said, none seeth me. Yeah, that's the secret organization that you learned from us. Give me a second. Jeremiah 13, verse 26. Therefore will I discover thy skirts upon thy face, that thy shame may appear. Now that happened to us, and it's now it's happening to Esau. What is that? Deuteronomy 30, verse 7. All these curses are going to come upon you now. Lamentation 1, verse 9. Now, when you read these precepts, like in Amos 9, where it says, I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, that's really talking about Israel. But now it refers to you. Deuteronomy 30, verse 7. Lamentation 1, verse 9. Her filthiness is in her skirts. She remembereth not her last end. That's also Deuteronomy 32, which applies to Israel and applies to you. Therefore, she came down wonderfully. She had no comforter. When you go down, man, you know, there's going to be straight, no chaser. O Yahweh, behold my afflictions, for the enemy have magnified himself. Now this applies to who? The Edomite nation. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Nahum 3, verse 5. That's another, I love that whole chapter. People, they'll say, well, it's talking about Nineveh. Yes, it is talking about the Israelites in Nineveh. But now it applies to Babylon the Great. Behold, I am against thee, saith Yahweh of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness. I'm going to show you that you're a bunch of hypocrites, a bunch of liars. That's why this new alliance is coming up. The BRICS nation. You have new members that want to join. Iran, major nation in prophecy, the Persians, Argentina, and also Saudi Arabia. That's why when this Biden character went over there with the cup in his hand, trying to get a deal with the Saudi prince to get oil, they kind of gave him the, man, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. In my Canelo voice, upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness and the kingdoms thy shame. The kingdoms thy shame. I said, therefore, were the nations mad. Let me bring that up. I believe that's Jeremiah 50 or Jeremiah 51. Let's go to Jeremiah 50. And I believe the word there is mad. Bear with me for a minute. Okay, that's not it. Oh, it says mad upon thine idols. Let me try 51. Let's see if that's it. Okay, I believe I found it. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, her philosophies. Therefore, the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain. If so be she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, and she's trying to heal herself. But she is not healed. Forsake her, forget her, F her, and let us go everyone into his own country. That's also in Isaiah 13. For her judgment, the destruction, reacheth unto heaven, Revelation 18:4, and is lifted up even to the skies. Because that battle, Revelation 12, is going to take place in the skies, in the heavens. And there'll be no place found in heaven. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.